As you approach the village of Kapıkırı, you see it, a long gray line, like a breakwater in a sea of boulders. As you get closer, the line resolves into a wall, 4 miles long and up to 30 feet high, built with massive blocks of local stone. These are the defenses of Herakleia, the best preserved fortified city from the age of Alexander the Great. In the generation after Alexander's death, Herakleia became the capital of a minor king named Pleistarchus. Although he only ruled a small part of what is now southwestern Turkey, Pleistarchus, like all of Alexander's successors, sought to proclaim his power with impressive building projects. By the time Pleistarchus appeared on the scene, Herakleia was already centuries old. Surrounded by rocky slopes and cut off from easy supplies of drinking water, the settlement was neither prosperous nor large. The terrain on which it stood, however, was easily defensible. Ordering the inhabitants to move a half-mile west, Pleistarchus established a new city with all the amenities of a Hellenistic royal capital: gridded streets, a theater, an agora, where I am currently standing, and a temple of Athena on a promontory overlooking the harbor. Finally, crucially, the city was surrounded with a grand circuit of walls. In the generation after the death of Alexander the Great, Greek siege warfare became more sophisticated than ever before. With their vast wealth and professional armies, the new Hellenistic kingdoms could produce even the strongest fortifications. To have a chance of resisting, city walls had to be founded on bedrock and situated on terrain that afforded no easy approaches for catapults and rams. Towers were placed to slow, and if possible halt, the approach of siege engines. The walls of Herakleia epitomized these new developments. They formed a rough wedge, with the blunt side facing the Gulf and the apex high on the mountain slopes. Built of native metamorphic rock, the walls follow a series of ridges and are as much cut into the landscape as built upon it. The walls and towers are highest in the lower sections, like here, where Pleistarchus and his builders had the most reason to fear attack. The most impressive sections, however, are in the upper reaches, where the walls culminate in a citadel 1,500 feet above the town. This is the largest preserved tower. Let's take a look. One moment as I make my way inside. Not in pristine condition, but it'll do. All right. So, as you can see, this tower had 2 stories. The second floor began there, at that shelf. It was equipped with both windows and arrow slits, as this section here illustrates. Sorry, I'm kind of balancing on blocks here. Here's a window, nice and large, but angled to give the defense an oblique advantage here. And here are 2 arrow slits. One here, and one here. We'll finish this little survey with a view towards the lake, which then, of course, was a gulf of the Aegean Sea. This tower is in much worse shape, but as you can see, it originally had not 2, but 3 stories. It still looms impressively over the olive groves. Just below that tower, we have the remains of a gate, now filled with brush to keep the cows from getting out. This is the much more impressive harbor gate, after which Kapıkırı was named. If we look closely, you can see the slots from the locking mechanism. A third tower, with the moon just starting to shine beyond it. Let's scramble up. Bit of action YouTube. Okay. Turning to our left, you see the last two towers and line up the walls. Let's go into this tower. Hopefully that dog is not coming this way, but to BD. Nice collection of arrow slits. Looking in every direction. And a gate that looks like once opened onto a now collapsed part of the wall. We don't know how long these walls took to build, or even whether they were completed. Plaistarchus disappears from the historical record around 294 BC, and his modest kingdom was absorbed by Lysimachus soon thereafter. Neither Lysimachus nor any other king had reason to develop Herakleia, and the city faded back into the obscurity from which it had so recently emerged. The walls, however, endured.